Hello, it's Lynn for Shine here and Lalaithion, and we are here to show you Lath's new face up. So this is by no means a tutorial, it is just how I go about doing it and yeah, my little adventures into how I get it done and what happens. Alrighty, so here are the materials that I have set up. First off, I have some watercolor paints, my charcoals. They are chalk pastels, they are not oil because oil will hurt the resin, as you remember. So chalk pastels. Next is my X-Acto knife to cut up the little pastels into powder that we can use. And watercolor pencils. These are my favorite. I'll link the brand below. I can't really pronounce them, but they are higher quality. All my paint brushes that I'm going to use, I'm not going to use all of them, but I do have a lot of detail brushes in this package right here, so I'm probably going to be using those most off. And some water for the watercolors. Cotton swabs and cotton balls I don't have here, but I do use some cotton balls as well. Here's some acrylic paints and my paint tray that I'm going to put all the pastels in. Yep, there we go, and a paper plate just in case. Alrighty, and here's my Mr. Super Clear. A lot of you know that that helps seal at the end. This is my Flow Aid to help with the eyebrows and whatnot because it helps with the acrylic paint. And the gloss varnish at the very end for his eyes and his lips. And then this is 50% isopropyl alcohol. Towards the end of the video, I will show you what kind of isopropyl alcohol I used. The 50% did not work in cleaning, and I ended up actually using 91%. So towards the end of the video, I will explain how it did not harm my dolls and all that if you're just wondering. Something else I forgot to mention before I start scrubbing away is my Mr. Clean Eraser. So, I have half of his face up off. Ooh, and you can see I was just practicing and I was making sure that that was the right thing because whenever I started using the isopropyl alcohol and I started scrubbing and I was working on his eyebrows and his eye right here, and it ended up turning white. There was white residue all over it, and I started scratching something white and something like peachy colored that his was like his skin off with my fingernail. And I freaked out and I washed him off and I just waited. I already sprayed his head cap with MSC and I cleaned that off and I let it sit before I even started this. And it didn't do that. It didn't have the white on it, so that's why I really freaked out thinking that I hurt my doll. But turns out I sprayed it again with MSC and started really wiping it down, trying to recreate that. And it's whenever, I don't know if you can see this, but in his ear there's white residue in there. But right now I can see it, and in his lips and his eyes, because I sprayed half of his face with MSC again, just to feel the difference of it before I started cleaning off the other side. And then I started cleaning it off again, and that's what was the white residue, was the isopropyl alcohol mixing with the MSC. So what I was scraping off and what I figured out was that it's just the MSC being melted, pretty much melted by the isopropyl alcohol, and the reaction gave me that white powdery residue that you need to scrape out. Alright, so there's that eye and there's this eye. This eye is the one that still has, and his lips still have that dark pink. So I already washed my hands, and now I'm going to take some of the isopropyl alcohol and I'm going to continue to scrub off that other part. Alright, so change of wardrobe. It's the next day on my little face up diaries. I'm finished for the most part. I just sprayed him with the last coat of MSC, and I am very happy with it. It's really good for my first try. I think I went a little overboard with the eyebrows, but I think once I get his eyes in and get the gloss done, I think it will be alright. And for those of you that were wondering, I did clean both head caps for my dolls with the 91% isopropyl alcohol. And I already cleaned laths off, but it was in this little area right here at the top. I had a circle drawn with watercolor pencil, and then I cleaned it and I left it overnight, and there was no discoloration whatsoever. So the white, I did check and I did do some research, and the white was from the MSC. And here is my Illusion Spirit Phoenix. This is her head cap, and there is the circle with the watercolor pencil. You can kind of see it, but I cleaned that little area, and I'm comparing with the resin that's next to it on the outside of that circle, and it is the exact same. Nothing has happened overnight. I did this yesterday about, I want to say 3 o'clock yesterday, and so it sat for a good little bit. I'll keep updates, and if anything happens, I will definitely tell you, and I didn't want to misinform somebody, but personally for my dolls and for the money situation that I am in, the $2 it cost me to get the isopropyl alcohol really worked. So I'm going to continue, and I'm going to gloss him up and get his eyes in and show you the finished product. I am finished, and I have his head back on and all ready and wigged up, and I will get some pictures and a slideshow at the end. So Face Up Diaries #1, complete success, I believe. Tell me what you think, and tell me what you think I should do with more tattoos, because he is my trial guy. He's the one most likely that would get tattoos. Therese probably would not, with her being all prim and proper right now in her Renaissance gown I made her. So yeah. Hope everyone has a good day, and thank you for watching. I am off to work. Bye guys.
Girl is always in a dream that never will be coming true. There's so much noise inside her little head. She scratches it all around. She scratches it all around.